What up?
All right, here we are. All right, what's up, everybody? We are in episode 2 of the PinkFM Podcast with your host, PinkKnight and MoonjorasMask. Say hello, Moon.
Hello, Moon.
Oh my! You do it every time. Stop. Oh my God. Anyways, we're so glad to be back for the second episode and to bring you guys some fun content, some fun stories going on in the world today. Talk about some of the events going on at Pinktopia, as well as some of the adventures we have coming up. Also want to say quick hey to those in chat right now. We are streaming to a live audience. Good to see you, Gamma. Good to see you. And thank you to everyone following our Twitch and Kick channel. It is PinkKnight VR on Twitch and PinkKnight on Kick. Thank you for those that follow us and watch the live streams. MoonjorasMask does also stream on Twitch if you want to ever check them out. They do art streams. How about you talk about yourself real quick?
I do art streams, a bunch of rhythm game content, and sometimes I get a little frisky and do some house flipper, but I just like I like cozy, satisfying games, and I like rhythm games that make me want to pull my hair out. So
wonderful. Well, we're glad to be here. So yeah, that's a little bit about us. This week we're going to be going over the fall of child stars and the traumas they go through growing up and things they have to deal with. So we have a big list of names, especially with the recent what was it called? The Nickelodeon Quiet on Set documentary. Yeah, docuseries that came out. The whole JoJo thing going on. Oh my goodness. So I'm excited to get into it today. I do want to talk about some of our partners real quick of Pinktopia. We have Shield, which is an amazing RP group. If you're on VR chat, you should definitely check them out. I hang out in Worlds all the time, and they're always coming by. And, you know, if they catch someone, you know, acting a fool or causing a ruckus, they'll actually arrest them, take them to their police station and to do pictures with them and stuff. It's really neat. They've been doing this RP thing for years. They have an awesome Discord server, and they're very good people. So if you enjoy RP and VR chat, definitely worth checking out. Josh Osh is a recent person that I've been able to get to work with. They're extremely incredible. If you're on VR chat and ever get the chance to experience one of Josh Osh's animated adventures, you're gonna have a great time. I went to one just a while back, and I was just in awe. It's one of the coolest things I've ever seen on VR chat, and you're gonna see us working together here in the future. And they have agreed to perform some private events for Pinktopia. So if you happen to be in the Discord, you're gonna be excited for this. It's gonna be a really fun time. And also, Moonjora's server, if you want to talk about your server real quick.
My server is called Project Cassiopeia. Started as a hub for my dating sim that I created independently, but as development slowed, I ended up making it an art community server. So we're all art based, and we have fun little events sometimes where we have movie nights or game nights. And it's just a really nice community full of a bunch of artists just trying to uplift and learn from each other.
Wonderful. Thank you so much for that.
Yeah.
Thank you so much for that. But goodness, guys, I just got off work, by the way, like 45 minutes ago. So I was scooting around trying to get everything done. But I love doing these podcasts so much with you guys, and we have a huge list of names over the next few weeks to a month that are going to be joining us on these podcasts. So you're going to see a lot of neat guests coming forward, and so you won't want to miss any of these. But I guess we want to get into the steamy stuff already with the whole JoJo thing going on.
Yeah.
Yeah?
So, what do you know about JoJo, Pink?
Girl, I'll be real. She was never on my radar. Like, I've never cared. Like, I would see pictures of her, the big bows, and she always kind of freaked me out. Like, I don't know. Like, it's just not, it wasn't in my range. Yeah, well, I know that much. That's genuinely all I know about JoJo. Okay. Yeah, I don't have television. I don't listen to her music. So all this stuff is new to me. So what you got?
We're gonna start from square zero then. So I don't know much about JoJo myself. But I have to admit something. Pink had come to me and was like, "Hey, can we talk about JoJo on the next podcast?" And I was like, I mean, sure. And anytime Pink like brings up a subject, I'm like, okay, well, I'm gonna go ahead and research because I am learned. Okay, I'm gonna research my stuff. And so I went and did a bunch of research on JoJo. And the thing is, right, I used to watch a bunch of Dance Moms clips. And JoJo actually got her start from Dance Moms.
So why did you watch Dance Moms? Was it fun?
Okay, it was. Okay, so I'm trying to think of something that kind of, you know that one Vine of the two people fighting at the Waffle House and the guy's like, "Can I get a waffle?"
Yeah.
Can I get a waffle?
Yeah, I remember that.
Imagine that, but a bunch of girls trying to compete to be dancers. Abby Lee Miller runs the show, and it's a reality show where a bunch of little girls are trying to like get trained by Abby Lee Miller to be like dance stars.
Is that JoJo? Who's Abby Lee Miller?
Abby Lee Miller is the dance teacher. So she's the one who started the show. JoJo was on the show. But like the moms are the funniest parts because Abby Lee Miller is a massive mean person. So bad. So the moms are fighting with her, and then the moms are fighting with each other, and it's just kind of like drama central.
Okay, so centered around mama drama.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, that makes sense. Because I was like, why would anyone watch dance stuff?
Like it's brutal. It's really
brutal. Okay, cool. Good to know.
So the clips are really funny to watch, and I used to watch a lot of them.
So JoJo stayed in this type of environment that was pretty toxic.
Yes.
So that kind of makes sense.
Yeah, JoJo actually started off on one of the spin-off series to Dance Moms called Abby's Ultimate Dance Competition, and then Abby scouted her for Dance Moms. And JoJo was 9 years old at this point. So it's a really toxic environment where Abby is like screaming at these little girls, and then the moms are like at each other's throats all the time. Just not a good environment to be in.
I'd say so.
So there's tick number one. Okay. There's problem number one. On top of that, JoJo she was either on a season or two. She wasn't on the show for long. She got harassed and targeted by Abby Lee Miller a lot. Like Abby had favorites in the show,
and that was the dance instructor, right?
Yes.
Okay.
And JoJo was not one of them.
Oh.
Not at all.
Oh wow.
Like at the end, I think it's at the end of every episode, Abby has this thing called the pyramid that ranks the girls based on their performance.
Oh no.
And JoJo was like almost always at the bottom of the pyramid.
Dude, that just hurts.
Not good.
That
hurts.
It
was not good.
Why did they allow that?
Yeah, there's a clip where she's crying and Abby literally says, "I'll give you something to cry about. Don't cry."
Oh!
Yeah.
Oh! No!
It's bad. It's really
Oh
bad.
my gosh. Okay, now I see why she is the way she is.
Yes. So a lot of the girls from Dance Moms actually stopped dancing after this because of how bad the dang show was.
Okay. Yeah, I don't think I'd want to dance either.
No. So there was that. But JoJo is one of the few ones that actually like made a career out of her being on Dance Moms. And I think a lot of how that happened was because she made a YouTube channel and started posting on YouTube.
Okay.
Because she has a very marketable personality.
She's very charismatic,
loud.
I see. Yeah, yes. Very loud, charismatic.
Loud, eccentric, you know.
Am I kind of like JoJo? Am I JoJo?
A little bit. A little bit.
I need to make a dance video now.
We'll make a big bow in your hair and everything.
Oh my gosh, please no.
So she started off making a YouTube channel and it just like everything started booming for her. Like I'm sure everyone remembers all of the dang JoJo bows like all over Walmart and stuff.
Yeah,
like,
I remember that.
Yeah, everyone was going insane over JoJo. So because she was doing so well on YouTube, she ended up doing a lot of collaborations with some of our favorite people, like Colleen Ballinger.
Oh, we love
Charles.
We love them.
And Shane Dawson.
She's 20 years old?
Mm-hmm.
Oh.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
Yeah. And so there's problem number 2. Shane Dawson, Colleen Ballinger, and James Charles
what a
are
mix.
all really bad influences.
And then getting abused by the dance instructor growing up. I mean,
yes,
that's rough. She was just destined to fail.
For people who aren't familiar, James Charles openly admitted to messaging straight men trying to get them to be gay for him.
I remember that.
He also got called out for messaging minors and also like admitted to that, which is awful. And I should mention that a lot of the stuff is alleged. I am not a lawyer. They haven't gone to court. They're not arrested, even though they should be, in my opinion. But
yeah,
this is all alleged. But James Charles did post a video a while back, like apologizing for his actions. That was now deleted. So this is all alleged.
Why would you apologize?
Yeah, we don't get that sweet. We don't want the cease and desist.
That's fair. That's fair, I guess.
We don't want that nice sister cease and desist.
Yeah.
So he has problems with kids, and then Colleen Ballinger got canceled. What was that, last year?
Yeah, because she would say really inappropriate things, talk about sending panties to kids and stuff.
Yes, Adam McIntyre, which I actually used to watch Adam McIntyre, believe it or not.
Yeah. Now I'm curious. So I noticed a big thing in creators where they get so full of themselves, they get to a certain point where they feel like they can say anything, and like they don't have their walls up. They're saying the most bizarre out of things because they're trying to make content. Like, do you think these could have someone like Colleen was actually like a groomer, or like maybe she just got too big for her horse?
A lot of the allegations for Colleen last year, especially by Adam McIntyre, was that she groomed him. And yes, a lot of the allegations were related to, grooming minors, because Colleen Ballinger had like a bunch of group chats with all of these kids.
Oh, that's rough. That's really bad.
Saying
no, never
a bunch
mind.
of really
That's bad.
sexual stuff. It's really, really bad. And JoJo last year actually went on Howie Mandel's podcast, and Howie had asked her about Colleen Ballinger, and she defended her. And the thing that she says to defend her is so funny because it just proves all of our points.
What'd she say?
She says, Well, I've known her since I was a kid, so she can't be a groomer.
Oh. Yeah, just because you're the one kid, even if you were the kid that didn't get groomed, like, well, it
Honey,
didn't groom
that's
me.
the problem, though.
They didn't groom me. They,
That's what she's getting canceled for, is that
yeah.
we as adults need to make sure that there is a boundary up between us and the kiddos. Because you
Right,
can't,
right.
you can't be complaining about your divorce to some 15-year-old. Like, they're not gonna understand.
Yeah. See, I
Like,
don't like being sexual in public because you never know who's
yeah,
watching, especially in a
exactly.
VR chat. Let's say we are VR chatters and VTubers, and the VTuber scene and chat scene is full of children, and
VR chat.
it's become. Did I say VR chat?
VR chat.
VR chat.
You said VR chat.
It's full of children, but yet all of these people have normalized talking about the most NSFW, most sexual things, like they're in a room of adults all the time, and their excuse is, "Oh, well, it's their fault for being around." It's like I can't force them to leave. I'm not forcing them to be around, but like you should not just want to talk about sexual things when there's little kids sitting around you. Like, I don't know, mentally, there's got to be something wrong with you if you feel like the need to be sexual or say sexual things knowing there's kids around. Like, there has to be, right?
Yeah, like, just because we were exposed to adult topics as kids doesn't mean that, the new generation has to. Like, me and my friend will talk about that, like, back in the day.
Back in the day, yeah.
The internet was a lawless wasteland, okay? You could do and say whatever you wanted, and, cancel culture and stuff like that wasn't like it is now.
That's true.
And cancel culture in of itself is its own little red flag and problem. But that's a whole nother topic for a whole nother day. But, still, I think that we, as the current generation, should strive to make things better for the next generation,
We really should. We really should. I mean, we're talking about all these famous kids that they grew up as child stars and they dealt with all this negativity, all like getting harassed by adults, which is insane. Getting sexually abused and harassed by the adults, and it's just so sad that all these things happen. And now we're in a time where to be this famous person or be a big time content creator, you can just make some videos, post them to TikTok, and you're realizing you're becoming an influencer. And now you're seeing less of the child stars, and now you're seeing more of these rising stars that are making themselves stars by creating content. And they're exploring the world of content creation, and they're finding the most popular thing is sexual content. And some of them are minors that are making these content, and all the minors are consuming this content, because look at the average of minors that watch TikTok, the average that watch VR chat content itself, and look at the average of VR chat content creators or VTubers that make sexual content. Like, like those numbers don't look good. They don't look good at all.
No.
And that's why it's really our job to really try to put something good out there, something because something consumable. Like I get it. We're raised and groomed ourselves to eat garbage. Like, just look at what's at the stores. Like, look at what's eye height for children, right? Like, it's just how life is, and we're getting to put that stuff on the shelves. And if you want to constantly put out garbage on the shelves for kids to consume, and you just want to keep saying, "Oh, it's the parents' job to monitor the kids' internet." Did your parents monitor your internet growing up? Like, everything you watched was just your parents' fault. I get it. You want to be there for your kid, but as content creators, we really should try harder.
Absolutely.
At least that's my pink spill about it.
Yeah. I completely understand. I mean, it's severely upsetting how many of our current day content creators are getting, called out for doing inappropriate things to minors. Like, is this really the example we want to set? Like, is this really the kind of society that we want to be living in? I mean, why are we giving power to people who don't even have their morals straight?
Yeah. It's because people
And
blow up faster. Like, you really develop your morals over time, right? You know, like, it
mm-hmm.
kind of, you're not really, I guess, I don't know. Are you born with them? I don't know. I'm not too
I
smart.
mean, no, you learn them
Like you're
throughout
learning.
like experience.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, okay. So like they're not really getting to experience these things. People are I've seen VTuber companies take on like 14-year-olds and then get shocked when they say something extremely homophobic or racist
Yeah.
on Twitter. But like we were all 13, 14 once. We probably said something that wasn't the best thing to say on social
Exactly.
media, but you're putting these guys in a very professional
You're putting
setting.
them in the spotlight they don't need to be in.
Yeah, like what are you
Like
thinking?
they are not grown enough to be in the spotlight.
Yeah.
I am 25 and I'm just now starting to become like a content creator. Like I have the experience to back me up so I don't say anything dumb.
That's good. That's good. See, I thought this was just normal. Oh, you just don't say really terrible things, like, and not only in
Right.
public but online either. Like, I just never
Yeah.
wanted to do that. But when you're applying for a place, they're like, oh yeah, just make sure like you've said nothing in the past 20 years on the internet. Like, go through and delete everything that could be canceled for, which you could get canceled for anything these days.
Yeah, honestly.
But I want to see more good content. I want to see these child stars live better lives and not get harassed. And now, as we're seeing less of these famous kids, we're seeing more of the content creators like online VTubers, VR chatters, etc. Like, now it's our turn. And like, do we want to follow the same footsteps of just being sexually abused by all these people around us? Do we want to put that kind of atmosphere around us? Is that what you're wanting to put out there on the
See,
internet?
now I don't think that it would necessarily be a good idea to see these child stars, be good content creators because I think with everything they've been through, which we're going to discuss later,
Yeah.
I feel like they just need to get out of the spotlight for a while.
Oh,
It's
absolutely.
it's like you need some time to heal. You need to get some therapy because the things that even just JoJo has been through is just insane. Like it's no wonder that she has turned out the way that we're about to discuss with the people that she went around. James Charles being inappropriate towards minors, Colleen Ballinger being inappropriate towards minors, and Shane Dawson's just a giant piece of garbage.
Goodness. Now,
Sorry, alleged.
no,
This
you're
is all
right.
alleged.
Going back to JoJo, so has she stopped making content for a while, or did she just jump
No.
into this? Like,
She's just been jumped right into it. And the thing is, right,
yeah.
they had a Dance Moms like reunion, like almost like a high school
Yeah.
reunion, but for all
Okay.
the Dance Moms kids. And a bunch of them didn't show up because
Wonder
of how
why.
much the show traumatized them. And you know what little Miss JoJo had to say about
What
that?
would she say?
She said that they should have shown up because Abby Lee Miller made them the way that they are.
Oh. Oh.
Mind you, a lot of these girls are traumatized.
Oh.
So, it's awful. And now she is trying to go into this mature version of herself. And the problem is, I think the adults that she's been around has skewed her perspective of what maturity really is.
Oh, absolutely, because this is not mature. Like, looking at the video and the pictures, people confuse maturity and just being a sexual delinquent. Like, because that was disgusting. Like, the whole video is disgusting. They all look like they're freshly 18. Like, I guarantee you that most of them were probably 18, 19, around that, all thrown into one video that was extremely sexualized with someone that has been running the SFW, like, child star thing for the last, 12, 13 years? How many years she's been doing this?
She started out at 9.
9, so yeah, around that. Yeah, so around that. That's just bizarre.
Well, by the way, besties, I made Pink watch her new music video called Karma.
She made me, by the way. So yeah, that checks
out. You guys don't have to. Yeah, I literally made him. So
Oh
we
man.
we went through the trenches for you guys, but it is a very bad music video, and sort of on the same topic, it's very over sexualized, like Pink said. However, her voice is also auto-tuned to heck. And one of the things that me and my partner like to talk about a lot is that these days a lot of music artists heavily use auto-tune, and it's just not about the talent anymore. I see nothing talent about that music video, and there are also recent allegations coming out that that's not even her song. It was originally Miley Cyrus's song that got passed on to somebody else. Somebody else didn't want it, so they gave it to JoJo. So it's not even her song.
Wouldn't Miley come out about that?
Well, Miley didn't want the song, so why would she come out if
Well,
it's
wait.
not her song?
So did someone make it for Miley and she just didn't
Yeah.
want it? Okay.
Mhm.
Okay. I got you.
Somebody made it for, because a lot the music what is it? The music
In
field these days
industry.
have a
Yeah.
lot of ghost writers.
Yeah.
A
They
lot
do.
of the artists you don't see write their own music. So somebody had wrote it for allegedly Miley Cyrus, and she didn't want it. And then it was written for somebody else, like passed on to somebody else. They also
Okay.
didn't want it, so they passed it on to JoJo.
Real. Okay.
Yeah.
Good to know.
Mhm.
Good to know.
But it's not a good look. It's not a good look. Everyone's waiting for Gene Simmons from Kiss to send her a cease and desist for her makeup, which would
I
be
mean,
so funny.
it's just she's trying way too hard. Like I get it, you
Yeah.
want to rebrand, but the thing is, I notice the trend with these child stars is they go from wholesome to sex content overnight, which is not good. I've seen
Yeah, there's
VTubers
still
do this.
kids that watch her.
Yeah, like their whole community and fan base is children. Like their entire fan base, unless you're just a weird old guy just liking to watch a big bowed girl.
There was a content creator that I'm not gonna name for the sake of my own safety, that just freshly turned 18 when I started watching that, and they're like, "Okay,
Innocent
I'm
W time,
18.
huh?
I'm 18 now. I only
Yep.
want an adult audience." And like the chat was full of minors, and I'm
Yep.
like,
Yep.
"Girl, this is not a look for you."
No, it's so bad, and so many people do that. Like I'll see safer work creators on Twitter be like, man, I've been wanting to like step away from safer work content because I want more views, like and they'll switch to NSFW. Like I get it, if that's something you're passionate about, there's nothing wrong with making NSFW content, but if you're doing it just because your numbers aren't hitting, and I've seen people say I don't really want to do NSFW content, but I like that's the only way to make it. No, it's not the only way to make it. It's just not. It's what we're taught. You're going to get you might get quick success that isn't long lasting. It doesn't last.
And you're going to be objectified because the not safe for work sphere can be very disrespectful. And I will speak, so Pink is very safe for work, and I have a main account that is mainly safe for work. But my Twitch chats are actually 16 plus, mainly because when I'm not on the podcast, I cuss like a sailor.
Shame.
But I know, for shame. And so I actually have not safe for work accounts, but they are not linked to my normal account. They are completely separate because I like dabbling in that content sometimes. But I make sure that my audience, because I know there are a few minors here and there that follow me, I want to make sure that my audience does not see that.
See, and I respect that. There are things in place on social media to keep kids from seeing this type of content, like especially like TikTok. My words today, TikTok. There is a setting like, is this age appropriate? Like, and if you click that it's not, it won't show it to the minors on TikTok. But they don't click that because it gets more views.
Yes, because a lot of the kids make up the viewership on TikTok and stuff like that, because newsflash, besties, adults have jobs.
Man.
But it's very it's an issue, and it's kind of like the gateway to an even bigger issue. Like, it's a gateway to an even bigger issue that even we're going to discuss about putting children in the spotlight and putting them into toxic work environments that us adults can handle relatively well, but kids aren't as mentally equipped to handle some fat lady just screaming at them. Like, it's not gonna happen.
Right. Absolutely.
Like,
Absolutely. Oh, someone in chat, that one novel game is not family friendly.
No,
okay,
it's not.
Okay, so to clarify, the stuff I usually put out into the world is majority family friendly. I do play some games that are like that, but I do make sure to let the community know, hey, this is a very like a non-PG rated game. Like, I do announce that in the server, and I do put that in my my description when I do stream those games. So that's a very good point. So I'm not completely clean Jesus. I am not Jesus, guys. I'm a man. I'm a grown man. I say I'm a man. I say such things. I do, but I also feel like there's a time and place for everything. I'm a father. I have a 3-year-old, and I'm not going to play something like that. I'm not going to watch something like that or say really disgusting things when my child's around, because there's a time and a place. But that's just how life is.
I'm a cat mom, guys.
Yeah, Moon's a cat mom. Their cats definitely talk like a sailor.
Yeah. I'm also a bird mom, so.
Yeah, we love our bird moms.
Yep.
Goodness.
I don't have a kid.
But that's okay. But that's the thing about JoJo. It really disturbed me seeing someone that went from child content to this, whatever this is, overnight.
Right. This is a disaster, honey.
It's a whole disaster. It's a whole disaster. Like, and I don't want to say, oh, they could never just do NSFW content. I just don't even know what you would do. Would you just wait a slotted time? What do you do when maybe you can answer this for me. What do you do when you grow up a child star and you do all these things, but you're like, oh, I kind of want to do sex content? Like, what, is there even a fix for that?
I think that maybe like what I do, having it separated from my main stuff, and like,
yeah,
I don't know, I doubt anyone would do this, but like screening the people who follow that kind of content, like Twitter especially has like a protect your tweets where you can only approve followers. Like, something maybe like that would be your best option, but a lot of people don't want to go through that work.
Yeah, and putting the blur, like the most simplest thing you could do is put in a blur effect.
Mm-hmm.
But
yeah,
the amount of nudity and crazy things I see on Twitter, like just scrolling through my feed, because I followed a VTuber one time, like, oh, you followed a VTuber, here's sex. Like, that's crazy to me. My Instagram is full of nudity because...
That. Oh, you followed a VTuber, here's sex.
Yeah! That's exactly what it is. On Instagram, I'll follow the cosplay hashtag, and you scroll through there, and it's just naked women. I'm like, why is this here? Like, she's completely naked. And I look, and I'll see it has the cosplay hashtag. I'm like, oh, because I follow the cosplay stuff. It's like, crazy.
It's bad. It's, there needs to be more internet safety to protect our kids. But I also, now I can't necessarily comment on this, but I do also think that maybe parents being more proactive in what their kid sees would also help, but it's not the parents' entire fault. I think that social media companies also need to put more protections in place, and content creators need to put more protections in place. Personally, I think, let's say I post a nude on Twitter, not like that would ever happen. I think that if I don't blur it or tag it properly, Twitter should take that down, because that's dangerous.
That's a good idea. And it's my personal opinion. It's on the parents too. Like, I'm not going to sit here and say, oh, it's not the parents' fault. It's their fault too. Like, you don't want to just give your kid a phone and say, have at it. Like, I'll go to YouTube Kids, and I'll let my daughter watch a video before she goes to bed, but that's the only time she's going to have a phone. Like, if it's we're hanging out, we're playing games, playing with blocks, watching we're watching something together, monitoring it, and that's the bare minimum. Like, you don't, but these parents give kids phones, like, have at it, have fun. That's what mine did to me. Oh my God, I saw crazy things growing up.
Oh, bestie.
What?
I was role playing on Twitter as a kid, right?
Yeah.
My dad walks up to me while I'm on the computer, and somebody had made an inappropriate comment on one of my tweets. And we had gone out to, like, dinner. We went and got pizza, and he's like, "What are you doing on the internet? Why are you being sexual on the internet?" I was like, "Dad, I swear it wasn't me. It wasn't me, I swear." But it was like the most embarrassing conversation of my life.
That's funny. I'm sorry. That's rough, dude.
It was so funny, but it was
Why are you having sexual conversations on the internet?
Why are you having e-sex on Twitter? I'm not okay.
That's wild. That is so wild.
Mad.
I think most people spend days spreading, saying they're not accountable, and they just send it to somewhere else. Oh, it's the parents' fault, or the parents say, "Oh, it's the company's fault." The company say, "Oh, it's the parents," or it's the social media's fault. And that's the thing I see in most Twitter feeds. I'll see like someone gets hit, like something crashes. I don't know, something crazy happens, and the only comments I see are saying, "Oh, it's so and so's fault." I never see, "Oh, if we do this, it'll stop this from happening." I never see someone putting forth questions like that, like in saying, "Oh, we could fix this." No, it's just spreading blame to everyone.
Well, when I was a kiddo, I was playing make-believe in the pine tree, pretending I was a fairy. I wasn't sitting there watching YouTube, you know?
Right. Me and my siblings would run around with, like, fake guns. Like, I had a pogo stick that would make it look like a sniper, and we would, like, shoot at each other. Like, that was our thing back in the 70s, you know? Nah, that was, like, early 2000s. I was a 2000s kid, by the way.
Same.
I mean, that's what it was. Yeah, we got hurt sometimes, but it was an adventure. Now everyone's, like, you know, in their bedroom, like binging whatever VTuber they can find or whatever crazy content they can consume over the next like 5 hours before they pass out at 7 a.m. in the morning. Like,
I was a princess in charge of the kingdom of pine cones.
Of course you were. Of course you were. Of course you were. Of course you were. And I also want to clarify, especially during this podcast, I do not have anything against NSFW content. Like, I have many friends that are in the porn industry, and I'm not saying that, "Oh, I have a friend that's black." You know, I'm not doing that. I have friends in the porn industry. And of course I don't support them by watching it, but I support them saying, "Hey, you got this, dude. Go make your content, dude." Like, I don't care. I have friends on Twitter that do it. I do not care. I am completely fine with that, but I do not want to see it. I do not want to see you naked.
I think you need to put the proper safeguards in place. There's nothing wrong with not safe for work content. I dabble in it myself. I think that it's a very fun way to express yourself.
Yeah.
But put the proper safeguards. You know, blur your photos, put your warnings.
Yeah.
Like, you need to be careful.
No, the funny thing is to me that the actual people that work in the porn industry think it's incredibly gross. I've heard this from many of them. They think it's incredibly gross when they see people just posting it publicly. Like, they have their OnlyFans. They have it behind screening, behind walls. They do their Pornhub stuff. And they, like, I've asked them, like, "What do you think about people that just post it on Twitter?" Like, "Dude, that's gross. Like, kids watch that." Like, I have kids like that get on Twitter. Like, I'll be talking to them. It's so interesting to see from their professional point of view, from someone just saying, here's this. Have fun, everybody.
Right. It's, you know. Anyway.
It's, you know.
It's, you know. Anyway.
Yeah.
Just put the proper safeguards in place, not only to protect yourself, because if I'm not putting the proper safeguards in place, you guys could be like, Moon, you're exposing your art to people. Like, no, you need to put the proper safeguards in place so that if Pink suddenly hates me and is like, "Moon's making not safe for work content," I could be like, "Well, it's safeguarded, so what are you doing here?" Absolutely. Goodness. Just to protect yourself and the, other people.
Yeah. But anyways, I think we about wrapped it up on JoJo. I don't have much more to say about her. I think it's weird. I think it's really irresponsible what she's doing, to do something like this, to just switch. It's irresponsible for anybody to switch from Safe for Work to NSFW overnight. It's just not. It's not a good look. It makes you look like a groomer.
I agree. It really does, and it's. Again, like I mentioned earlier, I really do strongly believe that her idea of adulthood and maturity is very severely skewed by the people that she chose to spend her time with. And maybe it's not even people she chose to spend her time with, it's people that her agent chose to spend her time with. Like, either way,
right.
It's not a good look. And like, this is not how being an adult and how maturity is supposed to look.
Of course. Yeah, that's. I like that you said that. That actually makes a lot of sense. It's because you grow up based off basically your parents and the people, your peers, the people you spend time with. So I noticed that about myself growing up. If I noticed someone around me that was doing something like smoking weed or like drinking crap out of alcohol, not saying there's anything wrong with weed, but as a kid, I didn't think that was a good thing to do. That's just how it was. But if I had a friend that was doing that, I'd be like, I'm going to not spend time with this person. And I would make sure to spend time with people that made me do better. And that's how I've been able to grow so much as a man today. By doing that. So I definitely suggest that to anyone obviously don't shun people. Oh, you're doing the bad thing. Just, you might want to break away from that, meet really good people. That's why I love hanging out with Moon. They make me better than who I was yesterday. My partner, there's someone that makes me better than I was the day before. And that's very important to me. So good luck, y'all. Good luck. Don't be with bad people.
Yes.
So
you are the company you keep.
That's true. That's absolutely true. We also want to discuss about the Quiet on Set documentary. That was pretty nuts.
I'm so excited to talk about it.
No, go ahead. Go ahead then.
Oh, you sure you don't want? I love the JoJo stuff. Oh, okay.
Oh.
For those of you guys who live under a rock, Quiet on Set was a docuseries released on, what was it, Max? I think.
Yes, HBO.
Yeah, HBO Max. They rebranded to Max, so it's still a little confusing for me.
Oh, my bad.
No, it's okay. And it went over. I don't know why I enunciated like that.
Yeah, went over what?
Over. It went over child stars from Nickelodeon, specifically Dan Schneider's shows. So that's Amanda Bynes, what is it?
Drake
All
Bell.
That. Drake Bell, but
Drake
All
Bell,
That was
all
the
that.
show that they had. It went over briefly iCarly, Sam and Cat, all the stuff that me and Pink grew up watching. And there are allegations that Dan Schneider had some very sexual content on a lot of his shows, but it was like, subtly sexual to like the kids, but to the adults, like they knew what it was referencing. Like there was a lot of, goo squirting that looked a lot like something else, Yeah,
I never noticed this as a kid. I love the Amanda show. My favorite show.
I adored it.
Yeah.
I was really into iCarly myself. So I never really noticed this kind of stuff, but like going back and watching it as an adult, you really notice all of the like sexual innuendos. Like Quiet on Set posted this one clip a lot of Ariana Grande, like
that was crazy.
Yeah, she's trying to squeeze juice out of a potato, and she's making really, really sexual sounds. And then and a lot of it, I think the problem was a lot of the really extra sexual stuff was like on his side YouTube channel, like behind the scenes kind of stuff.
Yeah, I never saw I would have freaked out if I saw that as a kid. I never saw that ever. I was like, this is real?
Money for a computer, so I never got to
I had it, but I wasn't looking up weird shit like that.
Right. There are also allegations that Dan Schneider would have women and kids on the set give him back massages
Yeah.
and
Good
shoulder
Lord.
massages, which is weird. There's a lot of allegations from 2 female writers on the show, the Amanda Show. They had to share a
Yeah, they
salary.
split a salary,
Yeah,
which was
and
against the Writers Guild rules.
yeah, and there was a part where one of the female writers, Christy, I believe her name was, was trying to pitch an idea, and Dan made her bend over like she was being sodomized throughout it, which is
Man.
awful.
Yeah, he's extremely sexist from the stuff I heard and saw. Men
He
men
said
in
that
power.
women aren't funny,
Yeah.
which I'm living proof that we are.
Well, I wouldn't say you're the best. No, I'm just kidding.
I'm so hilarious.
No, you are hilarious. You are hilarious. And I know a lot of guys that are like that women aren't funny. Like, I don't hang out with a lot of guys because of the way they view women. And it's really sad that I've had to exclude myself from most men in my life, but I don't want to be like them. I don't want to say these terrible things, disgusting things about women. So I can't be around people like that, you know?
There, at my job, we had a person at my job that was a 21-year-old, currently 21, by the way. I was talking about how I won an international Mario Kart championship, which is one of my bragging rights.
That's pretty
and
crazy.
he looks me dead in the face and he goes, "Women aren't good at video games."
Oh my gosh.
And I'm like, "What? Did you just say that to my face in the good year of 2024? Are you kidding me right now?" 21, younger than I am, and just said that women aren't good video games. That is so stupid. Like, that's insane. What are we teaching our kids?
It's really sad.
It is so sad.
Like one night on VR chat, I never hang with guys. You rarely ever see me with any guys. And the guy friends I do have, guys, are the best guys around, right? But it's very rare. So I go on VR chat, and I'm in this world where it's like only guys, like 20 of them, and they're all being bros and hanging out. And I message my partner, I'm like, "Oh my god, you'll never believe it. I'm hanging out with a bunch of guys, and they actually seem pretty legit. They seem pretty cool." And they're like, "I'm so proud of you, honey." And so like I start texting them, and I go back to talking to these guys. We're having a great time. And then one of them starts talking about how he actually respected Hitler and stuff, and I was like, oh, he's probably just memeing, right? But then he starts going and spill how America should be more like Germany and how it should treat its women, how like talk about Islam, and it's just like the whole thing gets ruined. Like it's just then everyone starts fighting and screaming, talking about how women shouldn't have rights. And I messaged, I'm like, I have to leave. It just sucks, man. I was like, man, I could have been my chance to make some good guy friends, but no, they're terrible.
It is so unfortunate because at my job, I won't go into too much detail, but I am a healthcare worker, so I work at a healthcare facility. It is a psych-based healthcare facility as well. We had, for like a solid 6 months, we had really bad situations where some of our, patients were getting into fights and they were threatening staff. And it was a really like toxic situation to be in. And it was all women working on the weekends, but we're like, I don't take anything from anybody. Pink knows this. Any sass he gives me, I will give it back tenfold. I am not scared to go back and forth.
Yeah, we're very sassy.
Yes. And like the patients were not respecting us at all, and we have an all-male client base. We switched to having one male staff on the weekends that I work, and it's done a complete 180. None of that stuff happens anymore, and it makes me exceedingly upset that they couldn't respect women in 2024, but all of a sudden we put a man on weekends and suddenly it's just like the most peaceful time ever. Like,
Wow.
what has gone wrong that even in 2024 women are still not being respected? Like, it's
I
ridiculous.
don't know. I mean, I work with mostly women, so like we don't have that in my workplace. We've hired many guys in the past that would come in and like not want to listen to my coworkers that were women, my women coworkers, and like
Mhm.
we would fire them. Like they would say the most terrible things, like sexualize them, or say they won't listen to them because they're a woman. And like it's crazy that this exists. Like we're not
Yeah.
exaggerating. This is a real
No.
thing.
This is something I experience constantly. Like
Yeah.
that's not how it should be. Like
Yeah.
I will wholeheartedly put anyone in their place, but they just push back and push back and push back, and it's awful. I don't know what we've done. We've gone back like 50 years, I
Yeah,
guess,
I think
back
our
to when
parents
Pink
play a
was
big
born.
role. Our parents play a huge role in how we treat the people around us. Because if we grow up watching our father disrespect our mother, like that's kind of normal to us. Like
Mhm.
we don't like it, but I mean, to me, I didn't think that was normal. I grew up, I was like, I'm
Right.
not gonna do this. I'm not gonna redo this and treat my partner the way that
No.
like this. But I think most kids see that and it's normalized to them, so it's hard for them
Mhm.
to break out of that cycle.
It
Because
is extremely unfortunate.
yeah, because our grandparents, they're from a time where it was absolutely normal to beat your wife. That it was
Yeah.
absolutely normal. Like, oh, that's just Jerry. That's just Jerry. Michelle must be acting up
Yep.
again, acting a fool, and they'll be
Yep.
like beating the crap out of her. And then our parents got the back into that where it was still normalized, but we're kind of getting out of that, and now it's absolutely not normalized, but it's still
No.
happening somewhat.
Yes.
But I see that the next generation, I really hope to see something, a huge change in the
Mhm.
way we treat each other as humans.
Right. I completely agree.
Yeah.
But that's basically the summary. Do you want to go over the Drake Bell parts?
Oh, Drake. My boy
I'll
Drake.
let you take care of that one.
Oh, man. Yeah, I was watching that with Drake. I was really sad for him because I never, like, I grew up watching these shows, but I wasn't old enough to realize there was just weird stuff going on in the
Mhm.
backgrounds. I never noticed these weird things happening on the show that, kids just don't really catch on to those things. And I was just busy with my own stuff anyways, but
Mhm.
I actually have Josh's video. No, that's Drake defending Josh's response to Drake's allegations.
So, for
Um,
those of you who are not familiar with what we are discussing, Drake came out for the first time publicly on Quiet on Set,
yeah.
talking about Brian Peck and how Brian Peck subjected him to years and years of sexual abuse. And Brian Peck actually was convicted for these actions.
Yeah, he was convicted for them, and like this would happen regularly. And Drake's father was actually trying to keep Drake from this man. Like he
Mhm.
noticed weird things about him, but Drake's father would go to the cast saying, "Hey, he doesn't need to be around my son," and the cast and
Yes.
everything would tell the father, "Oh, you're just being homophobic because he's
Mhm.
gay." And like so then he's just like he doesn't know what to do at that point, and then he gets taken off as Drake's manager.
Yep.
Yeah, he gets taken off as Drake's manager and tells his wife, right? Because the mom kind of like took over more. Is that
The
how?
mom took
Yeah,
over.
yeah. And the dad was like, "Don't let that man around our son," because at the time, Drake, what was the guy? Brian Peck
Mhm.
was following all Drake around everywhere on cast, being all
Yep.
touchy feely, going to all of his concerts.
He monopolized all of Drake's assets of
Yeah,
finances.
yeah, would go to all the concerts, drive hours and hours just go to Drake's concerts, and even have Drake spend the night with him at times, which is just bizarre. I cannot
Mhm.
imagine. I have a 3-year-old daughter, y'all, so I in my mind, I can understand a lot easier. Is someone with a child? Like, I
Mhm.
could not imagine putting my kid in someone else's care like this, especially after I already had thoughts about them. But it wasn't his call anymore. Brian convinced Drake that his father was bad for him.
Mhm.
And oh, that was so sad. And so these sexual abuse went on for a while until Brian suggested that he be Drake and Josh's father on the show, Drake and Josh, and that's when Drake was like, he was done. He was like, I have enough. I'm done with this. And he what exactly did he do again to call him out? Who did he go to?
He was spending a lot of time at his girlfriend's house.
Yeah, that's what it was. The girlfriend and the mom.
Yep, and
Yeah.
Brian Peck kept calling Drake. And the mom like caught on immediately. She's like, Drake, what's going on?
Props to that mom. Props to that mom.
The cops, and Drake ended up telling the cops everything. And then Drake had called Brian Peck back and got a confession out of Brian.
Yeah, that's
with the
sick.
Cop sitting right there. It was bad. The most heartbreaking part of that I actually cried at was when they were interviewing his dad.
Yeah.
Drake had called his dad and was like, did you hear that they got him? And his dad was like, who? And Drake goes, Brian Peck. And his dad says, I'm so glad he didn't get you. I knew he was bad. And then Drake had to go, yeah, I know. Drake couldn't even admit to his dad what Brian had done. And that broke my heart.
That hurts.
Prop to the interviewers. They did actually ask his dad how he felt when he finally found out. And the dad just started crying. Like, that's a good dad right there.
Yeah, like that just breaks my heart thinking about it. I do everything I can. Like, my eyesight does not leave my daughter wherever, even if I'm with family, if I'm with friends, and we're at the park, my eyesight does not leave my daughter. I do not pull up my phone and look at a TikTok. I don't do anything. I don't accept DMs. My eyesight is on my daughter 100% because I know how terrible this world is and how dangerous it is for our children. And oh my goodness. So I urge every single one of you that decides to have a kid in the future, just please take care of them. Watch out for them because they can't defend themselves.
Yes.
They can't.
Drake felt like he had nowhere to go. And Brian had pushed his dad out of his life, and that's just awful because his dad was always trying to bat for him, and it's unfortunate that like we had fostered a community that let that happen. Like it's heartbreaking. It's absolutely heartbreaking, and I don't even have a kid, but thinking of something like that happening to somebody and I could have stopped it, like I can only imagine how awful his dad felt, even though there was nothing he could have done. I just feel bad for Drake because everyone failed him at that point,
Yeah, and I've been liked Drake for years because like the stuff that's come out about him in the past, but it seems like he's accepted accountability, and I thought always Josh was the victim, and now I see stuff about Josh being an absolute craphead.
The thing is, like, and I just saw this while we were getting ready. I was scrolling through Tumblr. Everybody makes mistakes. As our good Lord
Everybody
Hannah
has
Montana,
them days.
Yes, as our good Lord Hannah Montana has said, everyone makes mistakes. Yeah. Right? We're all good. Me and Pink are not perfect. We're not perfect in the slightest. But if
honey.
Shut up. If me and Pink make a mistake, we're gonna apologize, and we're gonna take accountability, because at the end of the day, everyone is human, and that's kind of like why I'm not the biggest fan of cancel culture. I think that there are definitely a lot of things that you should absolutely get deplatformed for, but cancel culture is just a nightmare because people will call your place of work. People will harass you on social media saying you're a bad person, you suck, it's if people are going to be bad people, are going to be bad people. I think the best that we can do is deplatform people who don't deserve to have a platform. But I can't make that decision, but everyone's going to make a mistake. None of us can be perfect. And I think that some mistakes, knowing context, if you apologize and take accountability for them, then you should deserve a second chance. I feel like, some people really deserve a second chance. And hearing about what Drake has gone through, I think he deserves that second chance.
No
That's
way.
personal.
No, I'm kidding. Absolutely. No, you're right. No,
he's
you're
been
right.
through a lot.
He has.
Being traumatized like that really takes a huge toll.
And to come out about this stuff, that's dangerous. That is dangerous.
Me and you know that, like, getting traumatized like that does not make you the best person.
No.
Like, at all.
Mm-mm.
And
Nope.
you can either learn from it, or you can continue to be, a shitty person.
Are you finishing on that, or are you adding to it?
Yeah, I mean,
it sounded like you had you're gonna say something else with that. Okay.
Move on. Moving on.
Anyways, I actually have where was that? Oh yeah. So, freaking Josh, dude. I actually have a video. Actually, I probably should stream it for you in our.
Yes, please.
Yeah, my bad.
Yes, please.
Let me stream here.
It's storming where I'm at.
Oh, it's storming, huh? Yeah, y'all be careful out there with the weather, okay? It's getting bad weather. So apparently Josh actually have this video. So Josh actually makes a response to Drake about all the stuff he was going through. And it was all already really dangerous for someone like Drake to come forward about his abuse, because these people in Hollywood, they're big names. People at Nickelodeon, like the guy, the offender, what was his name? Drake's
Brian Peck.
Brian. After he went to court, he had so many people on his side to defend him, defend his character, sending in letters, all these famous people to say he's really not that bad of a guy. And do you even know how much time he got? He spent how much time?
A few years, I think. It wasn't that long of a sentence at all.
Yeah.
But the thing is, Drake actually mentioned that when it was time for his statement, he turned to the crowd of people that were there, to Brian Peck, and said, "I hope you guys remember this day for the rest of your life."
Yeah. Dang, that's rough. Oh my goodness, poor guy. But I remember Josh, he made this video of him being extremely silly. I don't know what his deal was, but are you watching right now? Moon?
Yes, 16 months in prison, by the way.
16 months. That's crazy. Imagine someone does something so horrible to your kid or just someone you love and just spends, 16 months?
16 months in prison.
That's absolutely insane.
And he went to work on Disney Channel after this.
Yep. Yeah, man. At least he got to go back to work. That's good. He's a great man. But anyways, here's one of Josh video he made.
I haven't talked to you since 2023. Take that as a fucking sign that you don't exist to me anymore. Damn, you fucking bug. You got sprayed with the raid. Bye. See you never.
Yeah, so I don't know what that was about. Heck? Yeah, I don't know. He's completely like I don't know. I
haven't talked to you since 2023. You don't exist to me. I'm gonna start saying that.
Oh my god, please don't. Anyways, that was a really crappy response. I obviously got a lot of hate for it. And then Drake.
I've noticed comments on some of Josh's TikToks, and I just want to let you guys know that processing this and going through this is a really emotional time, and a lot of it's very, very difficult. But he has reached out to talk with me and help me work through this, and has been really, really great.
Yeah, so he even defends him, which that's extremely noble of him to do, because Josh was getting mega hate.
Do we have confirmation that TikTok was about Drake Bell?
Yes, he has a lot of hate towards Drake. Josh hates Drake. Drake has tried many times to try to rebuild their friendship, but Josh absolutely despises him. As far as I know, unless anything's changed in the past, in the recent, and so anyone can correct me in the comments if I'm wrong, but I've seen many videos about Josh hating on Drake. He said many times. Huh?
I see. I didn't know that.
Yeah, he said in many videos that he wants nothing to do with Drake. And Drake just wants to, let bygones be bygones.
Right.
Because Josh is a lot of trauma from the video from the old Drake and Josh show itself. Because Josh was always the fat kid that got made fun of, while Drake was
Mhm.
the hot guy that got all the girls.
Right.
So there's a lot of stuff that Josh
Yeah.
is going through.
That's kind of like me and my sister being pitted against each other.
Yeah,
Like it
yeah,
it has a lot of damage to that relationship.
absolutely, absolutely does. Uh, but yeah. So it's sad to see what they're going through. That's basically, if you haven't watched the show, definitely suggest
Yes,
doing
check it
so.
out. It
Definitely suggest doing
is
so.
it's crazy. I mean, I will give you pardon. I will give you a heads up that it's going to ruin all of your favorite Nickelodeon shows, but it it definitely brings a new light to the Hollywood scene and how messed up having child actors really is.
It does. It does. And I hope it's an eye opener for anyone that has
Mhm.
children in their content, in their streams. There's a lot of people
Mhm.
that have, VR chat kids, or their VTuber kids will join, and they'll be sexualized by their audience. And it happens all the time. And that's when you really got to set boundaries and
Yeah.
tell, even if it's telling your audience or getting on Twitter saying, do not bring this to my stream. Do not make this a thing. This is not
Yeah.
normal. And I respect that.
One of my favorite things that my best friend does, because she streams, is she puts her son into her streams, but she doesn't like put his name. He's a little slime in her streams that
That's
like sits right
cute.
next to her. So it's not showing like her son's face or anything like that. And I'm pretty sure she has her son's name blacklisted in her chat. So I think like including the fact that you're a mom or whatever, like you can do that, but you want to protect your kid from the internet because there are a lot of really messed up individuals out there, and they're going to be preying on that child centric content. Um,
For real.
and if you guys want us to talk about child centric content, I got a lot of dirt on that one. Just let me know.
Yeah, hey, absolutely. We'll have to put that on another podcast, because we're already, what are we into? An hour and a half going in. We it's been good. It's crazy how much we talk about this stuff.
I know.
It's really neat. We'll wrap things up here shortly, y'all, so we don't take up too much of your time. But I have one more. Do you want to say anything else about Drake or any Amanda Bynes, anything before we move
I
on?
think we wanted to touch on Amanda Bynes and how she's doing now.
Oh yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yeah. So Amanda Bynes has pretty much like completely gone off the internet, which I personally think is the best option
Right.
for a lot of these child stars. I think they need to take the time they need, get some therapy, and just live a normal life for a while. But Amanda Bynes, as far as I'm aware of, is actually trying to get a fashion degree in college right
Yeah,
now.
yeah. There's videos of her showing off her new extensions.
Mhm.
There's a video about her talking about how she had surgery for her her eyes. That's
Mhm.
why she doesn't look exactly the same. Of course, I never thought she looked weird. Like she looks
Right.
iconic to me.
Yeah,
Um,
she's very pretty.
yeah, the last con I went to, I found out Amanda Bynes was going to be there, and that was one of the reasons I wanted to go. And then she ended up
Mhm.
canceling last second. But if I saw her, I wouldn't have recognized her. Um,
Oh.
because but that, nothing wrong with her even now. But she looks nothing like how she used to. But I'm
Right.
I'm really glad she's doing better for herself. She
Yeah.
deserves that
I hope
life.
she I hope she can continue to do better. Because it's touched on the few documentaries that I've watched, but Amanda Bynes had a very very bad addiction to Adderall and other
Ah,
substances. And as someone who has a background in substance abuse, it is a very hard road. And I will say this, if anyone is suffering from substance abuse, it's okay to fall and get back up. It's one of my favorite things to tell people when I talk to them about it is it's not a linear road. You're gonna have your highs, you're gonna have your lows, and Amanda Bynes has had a few relapses, and that's okay. It's what you do after your relapses that matter. I'm grateful to have the support system that I have, that I was able to, succeed and get clean. But it's really hard. It's very, very hard, and it's a struggle that you won't necessarily understand unless you are in that struggle. And I hope that no one feels this struggle with me. I don't want anyone to experience it with me. But know that if you are not alone, and that, you know, it's okay to fall and get back up.
Yeah. Well, what's the thing Rocky says? It's not about how many times you get knocked down, it's about how you get up. Yeah.
Mhm.
So you
One of
keep
my
getting up.
favorite things to say is that you're going to have your bad days. You're going to have those bad moments. It's what you do after them that matters.
Absolutely. And I notice the more times you keep getting up, the easier it gets. Because like you're gonna get better. Like
Yes.
I'll go through some really rough times, but I always know it's gonna get better for me. So that's always a great way to look at it.
And reach out to those who love you.
That's so important.
So important. So hard, but so important. They're
Absolutely.
there for you for a reason.
Absolutely. I wanted to go over one more person. I know I didn't talk to you about this one, but Justin Bieber.
Okay.
I actually grew
love
up.
Justin Bieber.
Yeah, I grew up not really caring about Justin Bieber. Like I always saw the bad things he did, right?
Girl.
Like going spray painting the walls, like pissing on the wall outside of a hotel. I saw these things. I was like, yeah, that's a delinquent. I don't really want to hang around Justin.
I had a Justin Bieber cake for my 13th
Of course you
birthday.
did. Of course you did. Of course you did. But I saw this video and it just changed my entire view on Justin, and I wanted to share it with you guys today. I don't even know if Moon's seen it. Oh, I'm still streaming it, luckily. So,
Yep.
So we'll watch this one.
Oh, wow. I feel violated right now. Wow.
Oh my god.
Hey. You have to be naked on stage during one full song. Answer Justin Bieber.
I have like little girl fans. I can't go.
Lean into me again. You smell amazing. How old are you?
Thank you.
How old are you?
I'm 16. I'll be 17 in like 2 weeks.
I don't ever remember smelling that good at 16.
Oh
Wow,
my.
I think you're right. What?
I love Justin Bieber.
So look at him.
I always
What a
have.
Beautiful face. All right.
Oh.
Was Katy Perry, who apparently wanted to know what a Bieber butt felt like.
Squeeze your face.
No.
Squeeze your face.
Oh my.
Canadian high school. This with me. Come on, let's do it together.
That makes me feel uncomfortable.
I just want to protect her, you know? I don't want her to go through anything I went through. I don't wish that upon anybody.
Oh.
Yeah. I saw that, and it just was a huge eye opener for me. Because I never I listened to his music, right? I'd sing with the homies. Like it was fun stuff. But I never watched any of these things. But seeing all these clips of him being a minor and him being just sexualized, huh?
Yeah, when Justin was a kiddo, and I remember this very clearly. Like I said, I had a Justin Bieber cake, and by the way, I cut the face of him out of the birthday cake, and that was my slice of the cake.
Of course it was.
And I I meticulously scooped out all of his facial features. Like I scooped out his eyes and I scooped out his nose, and then I kissed his lips.
That's
I need therapy.
Yeah, that's something.
Yeah, it was something. So but the thing is, that was the normal response of Justin Bieber. Like we all Ghost in the chat is talking about how much she loves Justin Bieber. Like Ghost will understand that we were all in love with him. He had he kind of had this riz, like the kids say.
Yeah.
So that was normalized to all the adults. But you should not be treating a kid like that. Like that, it's insane. No, for real, Ghost. I agree.
No,
says he was
yeah.
my boyfriend for real back
That's
then.
yeah. All these. It's really sad seeing that adults were treating someone like this just because of oh, this is famous. It'll be funny.
Right.
And it's really gross, especially from a lot. There's this idea that guys can't be sexually harassed.
Yeah.
That's been going around for far too long. I remember back when I was working in a restaurant, and there was this, and I was 16 years old, and there's this woman that was in her 50s that would spank me every time I'd go through the doors. When I was because I would be in and out of the kitchen, and she would grab me. She would grab me and spank me, and she would laugh. And I eventually, after 2 weeks of dealing with this, I went and told our manager, and she laughed and said, "Guys can't be sexually harassed."
That's unfortunate because if the roles had been switched, if she was a man and you were a woman, she would get fired
Oh,
for sexual
absolutely.
harassment. How is
Absolutely.
it any different when it happens to men? Men are just as susceptible to that kind of abuse as women. We should be treating everyone the same.
Yeah, that's how my manager was. She was a woman, and she laughed and said, "Men can't be sexually harassed. That's silly.
It's,
Get back to work."
That's something I hate. I think that, especially with men these days, you guys are conditioned not to, cry or show emotions. And I think that that's so wrong.
It
You guys
is.
should be able to show your emotions just as much as we are. We're all human at the end of the day. It doesn't matter what gender we are, it doesn't.
See, that's what
Right.
the Johnny Depp case meant a lot to me when that
Mhm.
came out with him and his wife, because I was actually going through a divorce at that same exact time, and everyone and their mom was coming at me, telling me how terrible and disgusting I was, how evil I was,
Right.
and I had feelings too. There was reasons I was leaving this person, and there was reasons we were separating that I didn't want to go into detail about with people,
Yeah.
but
And you shouldn't have to.
no, not at all. It was just, I just wanted a divorce. There was things I just wasn't happy with. And the fact that, people were making up all these scenarios about how I was and how I treated this person. Oh, I bet he was abusive. I've never hit a woman in my life. As many times as I've been hit by women and abused by women sexually and physically, I have never laid a finger on a woman. And that was the rumors like that going around. And that's just how it is. We always think, oh, the big bad man did all these things.
And that's unfortunate. It is so I mean, it just breaks my heart. It really does. Especially seeing my partner, he has been tried to be raised into the toxic masculinity thing. And
Yeah.
my partner is the sweetest man alive.
Yeah.
Literally, he is the cutest. And sometimes he's even nicer than I am. Like, if you look at me and my partner, you would think that I would abuse somebody because I'm just that mean sometimes.
Yeah.
I would never, but it's just unfortunate. I really, really strongly believe that we should all be treated equally. We're all humans at the end of the day. It doesn't matter what gender we are. It doesn't matter what sexuality you are. We're all human. We're all just trying to get through this.
That we are, my friend. And that's a big reason our community, Pinktopia, is the way it is. Because I wanted to build a place that I wouldn't be sexually harassed, and I wanted to build a place that no one else would be either. Because that's not fun. It's not cool. Anyone is safe there. You can hang out, have fun. No one's gonna come in there and harass you or tell you you're dumb. And that's what I love about our community, and that's what most people love about it. And I'm glad we have the safe place that we do.
Mm.
Goodness.
I agree.
Good. We're gonna wrap this up here in a bit. We're gonna watch just some cute little videos I found, kind of put some good vibes out there with you guys that make you feel all happy and good. There are good things going out in the world, and we're trying to put that out there too. I'm going to find these videos. Here we go. I thought this one was sweet. You can watch along with me too. I am streaming it.
I am watching.
Wonderful. Love these
For the
videos.
past couple months, have these two city workers been sneaking off on their own to shovel a walkway no one really needs to walk on?
For most people, it's a path to nowhere. Yeah, it's a path to somewhere for one person.
At the end of the walk, there's a bench dedicated to a woman named Betty Caldwell. And just based on the flowers, you can tell, she's still loved.
I'll give you a daisy a day, dear. I'll give you a daisy a day.
Bud Caldwell says his wife loved that song, Daisy a Day. So when he lost her a couple years ago, after 55 years of marriage, he got a bench in her memory and started taking her daisies every day he could.
Because you know, this is why you're here, to help one another.
Good afternoon, dear. Well, it's a nice day. Cold, but nice. Here's your daisy.
Sometimes, to make a difference in the world, you need a good idea. And sometimes, all you need is to recognize the good around you and clear the way for it.
See you tomorrow, Munchkin.
Oh
Man, sweet, isn't it?
How cute.
Oh man, that's love, y'all. That's love. It's hard to find, but it's out there.
Aw.
Man.
How cute.
Isn't it cute?
It is very easy to see the good in the world when you just pay attention to it.
Yeah,
It
just
really
pay
is.
attention. Yeah, it is good to be that person. Do good things, you guys. Compliment someone's hair without, expecting in return, or like, open the door for someone,
I'm one of those people that, like, if I go to a fast food restaurant and the cashier has like the prettiest nails I've ever seen, I go, "Oh my gosh, I love your nails." Like, if anybody has something that I like, I will compliment them, because you never know what that compliment could do to somebody's day.
Yeah, you're absolutely right. I compliment my coworkers all the time. She came in and her nails matched her outfit and everything. I was like, "Oh my god, your nails match your whole outfit, girl. You look cute. Look at you." She's like, "Bro, you always notice, bro. Thank you so much." Like, you always notice. Thank you. My husband didn't even notice. I'm like, "Yeah, of course, dude." Oh man, it's so funny.
It is. My
goodness.
husband painted my nails.
That's true. Yeah, her husband did recently paint her nails, and they did kind of look like they were done with like a drill, but
Don't. They looked beautiful. Okay, they looked beautiful. He went and painted my nails, and then when I went to work that weekend, by the way, a bunch of my people at work complimented my nails, and I was like, "Thanks, my husband did it," and they were like, "That's so cute."
it's
Like,
actually really cute.
he's adorable. I
Yeah,
love
Moon
him.
sent a picture of like him doing it, guys, and this guy's like a bear, right? Like big guy, like over there scrunched over trying to paint her little hands.
Mr. MoonjorasMask.
Yeah, dude, it was really sweet, and I love that.
He's so cute.
Oh my goodness.
This is a pro Mr. MoonjorasMask house.
Absolutely. Here's a really neat video about a teacher that fulfilled a promise he made years and years ago.
A teacher that promised his class in 1978 that they'd watch the solar eclipse together has fulfilled that promise 46 years later, and the event ended up being much more emotional for him than he ever anticipated. In 1978, Pat Moriarty was in his first year teaching junior high school science in Webster, New York. After a lesson on eclipses, he told his class that the next time their town was in the path of a total solar eclipse, he'd host a watch party for all of them. He said that his students looked at him like he was crazy at the time, because the next time that the area would experience a total solar eclipse was in 2024, nearly half a century away. Still, Mr. Moriarty continued to invite every single class each year to his future watch party. At the time, he told them that he'd publish an announcement about it in the newspaper, unless there was a better way to reach people by the time 2024 rolled around. He ended up organizing it on social media, and he hoped that just a couple passionate former students might show up. But to his complete surprise, over 100 actually came, equipped with lawn chairs, champagne, and their old yearbooks. Former students traveled from all over the country to attend, and Mr. Moriarty says that the eclipse itself ended up taking a back seat to what this was really all about, and that seeing everyone come together was even more impactful than the rare phenomenon in the sky.
Man.
Aww, that's so cute.
Isn't it cute?
I slept through the eclipse.
You slept through the eclipse.
I was asleep. I got off work that morning.
No, that's all totally understandable. That's totally understandable. Goodness. But anyways, thank y'all so much for hanging out on episode 2 of our PinkFM podcast. We had a great time setting this up, and we will. I think we'll be back next week. I know we
planned one for next week.
Yeah, we do have one planned for next week. We're going to be interviewing Josh Osh. Where's the stuff? Right here, this amazing dude. And so I'm really looking forward to that. We do usually do this every 2 weeks, but we are doing a special episode for that. And you guys will get to learn all about this amazing creator, everything he does on VR chat. And I'm super excited to bring him in as a guest. And yeah, it's going to be a lot of fun. We do have some really neat things coming up in VR chat. Very soon, our prom is June the 22nd. So if you happen to be on VR chat and you want to come to our prom, June the 22nd, it's going to be that weekend, and I'm extremely excited. We're going to have tons of events. We're going to have some live music. We're going to have some games, and going to be dancing. So come on by to our VR chat prom. We also are planning our Kingdom Con, which is going to be in August, the 31st, right, through September? Yeah, the 1st.
September 1st.
That's right. It's going to be convention held on Discord. Tons of guests from VTubers, VR chatters, musicians, voice actors. There's going to be events on both VR chat and Discord. It's going to be panels where you'll get to talk to some of your favorite voice actors and ask questions. It's going to be Q&As, and I am genuinely excited for that. So if you're looking forward to it, I'm really happy for that.
You'll
and
even get to see a panel by yours truly. I will have a panel.
That's right. Moon will be talking
based
about
on my dating sim.
That's right. Moon has a dating sim, everybody. It'll be linked in the description below, and you'll get to see an amazing game. And also, y'all should totally tip it. Y'all can play for free, but totally leave a tip. She did an amazing job on this dating sim. Goodness.
So, you guys should totally check it out. Also, Pinktopia news. Let me look at when the date is. But art class next month will be the 16th. May 16th is going to be the art class for May. Don't ask me what it's about yet. I haven't figured that one out yet. But I have art classes every third Tuesday in Pinktopia. So if you want more of me and no pink, then that's where you're going to find me.
Even though you invite me to them anyways to talk.
I know. Yeah. Well, I always let him like do his little spiel before so that I can get things set up, because he's really good at just filling the quiet while I focus on like getting things set up. It's great. It's fantastic.
I'm quite the yapper.
Yeah,
quite
absolutely.
The yapper.
It's nice though.
Thank you.
A nice balance between my kind of like straight to the point.
I like that. Thank you. Yeah, I could talk about a subject all day.
Yeah.
And for our gamers, if you enjoy Minecraft, our Minecraft server is still open. I've seen a lot of you guys create some really incredible things. We will be making an advertisement very soon about Pinktopia, so we will be using some of the locations that you guys built in there. So if you want to be a part of that, get in there and build, you guys. Get in there and have fun. Do all the crazy cool things you've been doing. Keep coming to our VR chat events. We are currently working on a talent show world where basically it's going to be open mic nights. It's also going to be a talent show where you can get up on stage and show us what you got. There's going to be buzzers and all that neat stuff. And it's going to be where me and Moon host our future VR chat podcast. So
my art's in there too. Don't forget.
Yes,
guys.
Moon's art is in there. Moon's art is in there. Goodness. So we have tons of great things going on in Pinktopia. So we invite you to come to our Discord, discord.gg/Pinktopia. Totally, you should check it out. You can find me on social media, PinkKnight VR, on mostly everything, Twitter, Instagram. I have a Facebook page. I sell wax melts if you want to check that out. All these links will be in the description. Moon, introduce yourself real quick.
I am MoonjorasMask, and you will find me as MoonjorasMask on literally everywhere that matters. Literally everywhere that matters. Just type in MoonjorasMask and you will find me. That is Twitter, Instagram, TikTok, Discord, Card, because I have a commission site. Like, just type it in and you'll find me. No one else is crazy enough to have this username.
Wonderful. That's
I'm
true.
also an artist. I should probably mention that too, huh?
Amazing artist. And
Yeah,
for
I'm an
our,
artist.
for our listeners that might be VR chatter or VTuber, maybe you make music, maybe you're a voice actor. If you would like to be on the show, feel free to hit me up. I'll leave my contact info in the description. Reach out to me, tell me what you do, and we would love to have you on the show.
He's the talker. I'm the researcher.
Yeah, I'm quite the talker. What Discord of Moon? We will drop. You want to go ahead and give your Discord info real quick.
Oh, hold on. Don't you have a command?
Hey, Sneaky Ray and Cone, good to see you.
And
thank you for hitting up our podcast live today. Moon's gonna. Oh yeah, there's Moon stuff. Their Kick, their Twitch. I don't think I have your Discord. I'm gonna have to fix that.
That's okay. I'll copy the link.
Thank you. There's their dating sim, and this was recorded in front of and streamed in front of a live audience. So thank you to all that hung out with us today. Do y'all have any questions before we hit the end button today? And this will be posted on YouTube. It will be posted to our Spotify if we can get all that working properly. Yeah, so we're gonna get these.
I've got it worked. We need to upload them.
Good.
Or
Well,
I need to. Sorry.
Yeah, we'll get these uploaded for you guys. There's Moon's Discord. Yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed yourself. When gonna be a good game night? That's a good question. What kind of game night you wanting? Because we have Minecraft going on 24/7. We can talk about a game night here in the future. We just streamed Roblox on my stream, guys. I do stream on Twitch.
That was so fun.
Twitch and Kick. We actually streamed Roblox yesterday, and it was so fun. We played Dress Up Darling, and I bought us a server so we could all hang out. We all dressed up. I did post.
So slay.
Yeah, it was great. I posted the pictures in the server. They were so funny. Might have to throw one on, edit one into the stream. Gosh, that was so funny. But again, thank you guys. Y'all enjoy the rest of your night. Dress to impress, not Dress Up Darling.
Ready to correct, Ghost.
Thank you, Ghost. Guys, I'm sorry.
Grandpa can't keep up.
I try to keep up. It's Dress to Impress. Thank you, the Living Ghost. And also shout out to Living Ghost who drew my VTuber model I'm using right now. It's new. This is what I'm going to be using for a little bit while all the Fallout stuff's going on. And the Living Ghost even just drew my newest t-shirt design. I'm actually getting made onto some shirts for myself. I might even take some orders from other people. It's got me and my partner on them in a Fallout style. It looks super cute. I've already put in the orders for them, and I cannot wait to wear them. So thank you, Ghost, for the speedy work and for being an awesome artist. You guys, commissions are open for them too. And check out our Discord for if you're looking for art, by the way, quick advertisement. If you're looking for commissions, our server is the place to go because we have a commissions forum with tons of verified sellers that do amazing work of all different prices, all different styles, and you definitely should check them out. If you would like to open up a commission page in our server, let's say you're an artist, just join our Discord. All you have to be in there, and you can apply to show off your work and get your stuff sold. So thank you all again for today. Anything else you want to say, Moon, before we drop this podcast?
My commissions are open in Pinktopia as well.
That's right.
And we mentioned it during the last podcast episode, but I have done a lot of the art that you see on the screen here.
Mm-hmm.
I've done our logo, I've done my PNG, and then our little desk that we've got, I have done as well. So if you guys doubt my skills, they're right there in front of your face.
Absolutely.
So.
That's pretty good stuff right there. Goodness.
But I don't think I have anything else to add other than thank you guys for being here. I very much appreciate it.
Wonderful. Well, thank you all again for being a part of episode 2 of the PinkFM Podcast, where we talk about drama. We talk about VR chatters, VTubers, content creators of all types, and all the fun stuff going on in the world. Again, thank y'all for being here, and we will catch you guys next Thursday, 5 p.m. Central Standard Time, with a very special guest, Josh Osh, and we'll talk about him then. So much love, everybody. Enjoy your weekend, and have a good one. Much love, everybody. Bye. Say bye, Moon. Say bye.
Bye, Moon.
Stop.